Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey.
Krishna.
Yes.
You sent me something you wanted to talk about the podcast, and I didn't read it. I mean, I set into ChatGPT and I organized it, but I didn't read it. Like, what are we talking about today?
So today I wanted to guide us in a conversation exploring this idea of being an avatar. So for those that know all about it, then this will be a refresher for you. But I want to explore this with you and explore the idea of living and awakening your own indigenous wisdom and how that can actually be a bridge to living in this modern world. Sometimes we think about, or we talk about, this idea of indigeneity or indigenous philosophy as if it's from the past or it's old or outdated, and I want to provide us an opportunity to explore how to integrate that into our life in our modern ways. So,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is an avatar?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what's the avatar. Okay, so in the story of the avatar, we're taken into a world where there's different countries or different regions, and every region, the populace has their own innate element that they get to use as like their main skill. So there's a world or a region that is the Fire Nation. So the Fire Nation, you could guess, what is their element that really empowers their society? It's fire, right? So they have a Water Nation, there's an Earth Nation, and an Air Nation. So in this story, the avatar is the one very few individuals that can master all of the elements and uses it to be much like a superhuman, but not for their own benefit, for the benefit of the entire world. They're there to create harmony and to bring balance back to the universe, to their universe. So when I say become our own avatar, it means how do we, one, identify what is our innate element that is really strong, that we carry with us, and that is a huge part of our strengths, our innate skills and talents. And then what are those other elements that we can become masters in so that we can be that full avatar and be life-changing, not just for our own life, but for the benefit of humanity as a whole.
So there's a guy that I mentor. I met him when he was a college student, and he's about 8 to 10 years out of being at college. His name is Kevin, and he always listens to our videos. He said and he has a big crush on you.
Oh.
He's like, you said, yeah, Kevin. Yeah. She's in a relationship, but Kevin, she's very flattered by that.
I send you my love anyways, Kevin.
Yeah, for sure. He's gonna really enjoy that. He said I was an avatar, and I thought that was very
very
insightful. Yeah, very insightful.
Yeah.
He's very smart and very off too. In Mays, he's very wise in certain ways and very, very off. That's what attracted to me. I have some frustrations with Kevin, but that's a whole nother.
And if
it's one Kevin that's getting mad, it's not you, it's the other Kevin. Okay. So, going back to the avatar, what can people learn from today?
Yeah. So let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning and explore for a moment your childhood. What are the things that you've noticed about yourself, and maybe you've never had the time to sit and ponder yourself in this way? So this will be a really great opportunity to do that. So what were the things in your childhood that you felt really demonstrated who you are as a person? Like, are you really passionate and you love getting things done, and you've always been like that personality to take action, and you're very passionate, and you've got this feisty even at times energy? Fire would be that innate element that you walk with.
I call that make it happen.
Make it happen, to make it happen. Fiery energy over here. And let's say instead you were very in touch with your emotions. Maybe it was positively or not so positively reflected to you when you were a child about being really connected to, just like you had a feeling or a sense about something. You just kind of like had that intuitive knowing. And you use that watery aspect of yourself to navigate your social world. You're very in touch with that water element. Maybe instead you're a personality that you have a lot of thoughts. Thoughts are always going on in your head, and you're really flexible, and you're willing to just kind of like go with the flow. You're going to be a lot more airy. You carry that air energy. I'm very much that. I carry a lot of air energy in my life. And then there's that earthy energy. The people that really love and need routine. That if they don't feel secure and stable in that routine, maybe more of a slower pace in getting things done and feeling they're not so much the lover of change. Again, they really like things to be sturdy and stable and a little bit more slower moving than some of those other elements. You walk with the earth energy. So take time to ponder that. Ponder what is that element that you've been walking with for your whole life, and allow opportunity to really acknowledge it with positive feedback. Positively give yourself feedback, and that's the first step to moving into our avatar space. Because if we don't first acknowledge the value that brings us, because it's our foundation, then we're not able to build upon that some of those other elements. Like for instance, someone who's very airy, who totally doesn't mind change, mastering that earth element, that requires us to be a lot more slower, right? A lot more grounded, might feel a little uncomfortable. So we have to be first grounded in our, I like to call it our superpower. So the element that we walk with that is really our strength and has really carried us throughout our lifetime, so that we can build off of it. Building something that isn't sturdy, as you know, like a house, is just going to be super wobbly, and it might not be the safest. So same thing for this conversation as we move into our avatar state. So that would be the first thing.
Excellent.